Most people think you need advanced 3D software to achieve this effect, but in Photoshop, using a few filters and a few clicks, you can turn any image into a 3D sphere. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do this step by step. And if we haven't met, my name's Darren Goddard, a creative production specialist. Anyway, let's jump into the video and I'll take you through this step by step. Here we are now in Photoshop. This is what we're going to create today. It works with any image, but it works better if you've got an image with a bit of depth to it. So let's start. Just going to switch that off. So here's our new image. Basically what I've done here is I've made this from AI, so you can do that or you can use your own image and apply the effect to that. First thing you want to do is make sure your rulers are on. So Command R on a Mac, Control R on a PC, and then just make your center point. So if I pull that over, you'll see it snaps to the center, and then bring that one down there. And there we go, it centers again. Next thing we need to do is make a sphere. So we're going to take the ellipse tool. We're going to hold down Shift and Alt, place it in the center, and then just drag out. And this will be the size of the sphere. I think about that looks good. Then we're going to make a layer. So we get the plus there. So then we want to fill that with a black. So if you hit Option backspace on a Mac and Alt backspace on a PC, it will then take that color and fill your selection. And then we'll hit Command D to deselect. Go back to the Move tool, which is up here. Shortcut for that is V, so we can hit that. So what we need to do now is grab hold of our image, duplicate that. So we'll put that onto there, put it above our shape, and then we'll go up to Filter, Distort, Spherize, and then we'll have this on 100% and OK that. And there you can see it's made it into a sphere shape. Another filter we need to add as well, we go to Distort and we go Twirl, and we'll do this at an angle of 50 and we'll OK that. So it just turns it around slightly to make it look more realistic. What we need to do now is move this so it's the same size as the shape we created. So click that off, and then we'll just go down to there, move that across to there. You'll feel it snap when it hits the shape, and to there. Then we'll OK that. So what we want to do now is mask it so it's the same shape as this. So we'll select the top one, hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC, and just hit click. Next thing we're going to do to make it a little bit more realistic is add some shadowing. So we're going to add some dark shadowing down this side and some light shadowing down this side. So once again, we'll make a new layer. We'll just call this dark. Okay, there. And then we'll grab the brush tool, which is B on the keyboard. And then you can use the brackets, curly brackets, to make it bigger or smaller. And if you right click on the mouse, you get the size, which you can alter here again, and the hardness. So we want this with 0 hardness, and you can just test the size of it there. So we'll make it a little larger and then click off. And with our black in the foreground, we'll then need to make a selection of the actual shape, because if we just paint now, it's going to paint wherever we're painting, but we want to keep it within inside the globe. So if you command click or control click on a PC, it then turns it into a selection. So now when I paint, it's only going to go inside of there. So I'm just going to make my brush a bit larger, and I'm just going to hit it kind of like that. Come round, like something like that. We can always alter that after if we want. And then Command D to deselect. So at the moment it looks very harsh. So this is where we can change the opacity, and also we can change the style. So we can make it darken, multiply, lots of various things we can do here. So I think vivid light works quite well, and then we'll just reduce the opacity down slightly. So now it looks like it's got a bit of a shadow coming in there. We'll do the same for the highlights. We'll make a new layer, click that, and name that light. And then once again with our brush, we need to flip the colors now because we want the white. So we'll just flip that, And then we'll just draw in some highlights around here. Ah, see what I did there? I forgot to make the selection. So once again, Command click on there, and now it'll only paint inside. Just on the edge. We don't want too much, just around there, something like that. And we can deselect that. Command D, Control D on a PC. And then once again, we can change the opacity and also the blending of the layer. So this one works better on screen. So again, let's reduce it slightly more. So I'm just not happy about this shadow here. So I'm going to go back to my dark layer, select that, and I'm going to go to the erase tool, and I'm going to click that. And then once again, make my brush big, do a right click, make sure it's on no hardness. And then I'm just going to paint away some of that there. So you can see it slowly removing. So we haven't got that hard line there. That's good. I like that now. So what I want to do now is just remove the guides so we can see what we're doing. So a quick shortcut key for this is Command colon on a Mac or Control colon on a PC. So that's looking pretty good now, I think. So the next thing is going to be the drop shadow under the globe, because obviously at the moment it looks like it's floating, but if it was floating there'd be a shadow underneath. So let's just hit the plus sign again, create a new layer and name that shadow. At the moment I'm going to leave it there, but obviously we will put it underneath in a minute. So again, back over to the brush tool. So I hit B on the keyboard. To flip these around, little pro tip, if you hit X on the keyboard, it flips the colours round. Right, so we want a nice big shadow here. So I'm just going to do a dot like that. And you think, well, that doesn't look right. So this is where the magic comes. All right, with the selection tool, we're then going to Control T on a PC, Command T on a Mac. And it now selects it. And then we do a right click and we want to go to Distort. And now we can grab all these and basically do what we want to it. So we can make it as big, as short, as long as we want. So we'll just play with that. There's no right or wrong way here. It's just to basically just to tweak it so it looks like it's a shadow, something like that. Okay, that. So I think we're happy with that. And then what we need to do now is just drop it underneath everything so it looks like a shadow. So we'll zoom out slightly. And again, we're going to change the opacity. Slide that down slightly. That's probably too much, so we'll go back up. And I'm just going to make it a bit larger. So again, I'm going to hit Command T on a Mac, Control T on a PC. And then I'm actually going to join it here so it stays in Pro. So if you hit over the W or the H, you'll see little sliders. So you can actually use that to enlarge it. Okay, that. And now it needs to be a bit darker. So we'll go about to 80%. Bring it down. It's going to go and distort it slightly. Okay, that. And there we have it. The easy way of applying a sphere effect to an image. Like I said at the beginning, it works better with an image like this where you've got depth, but it will work with any image. If you'd like me to show you more 3D tips and tricks in Photoshop, drop a comment down below and I'll be happy to make a tutorial on that. Now you've learned how to do this, you can apply this effect to all your photos, add in the 3D sphere effect. If this tutorial has been helpful, then please consider giving me a like and subscribing to the channels for more tutorials similar to this, and grow your knowledge in Photoshop, InDesign and Illustrator. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can download the files I use in this tutorial. Thanks and keep creating. And just before you go, check out my next video here. It's all about using 3D text and shapes in Photoshop.